Hey y'all, hope everyone's doing good, having a good week so far. I'm gonna do obviously another video. I'm gonna do it on another bird album. I got lots of them to go through. I like my birds. It's so funny. I said I'm not gonna buy no more bird stamps, and lo and behold, I see an auction that some of my favorite ones, so I went ahead and got it. Or I went ahead and purchased it. It's still being shipped to me. So when I get it, I'll show you that. It's pretty cool. I like it. And then I don't know if y'all remember in some of them other videos I was doing, I was taking pictures of all them baby ducks that were born out here, and I said something got them. Well, I saw what got them the other day. Big old red fox is denned up over there on part of my property over by the pond. So I don't know. He's probably got some babies in there. I just let him be for now and see what happens. Hopefully he don't get the big ducks. But that's all I got. See you in a bit. All right, here we go. I don't even know what country this is. Lesotho. Maybe someone can chime in on where the heck that is. Heck, half these countries, I don't know where they're at. Oh, we got these out here. Cardinals. They're pretty. I know well, I think all the birds, I think the males are more vibrant color than the females are. I don't know, genetically they've been doing that, so they're more attractive, I guess, to the female. Glad I ain't got to deal with that. You know, I've been with my wife 33 years. She's been putting up with my crap for all these years, bless her heart. Oh, look at this little fella right there. He sure is kind of a cute little thing, isn't he? Look at that. I like him. I don't know what the heck that is. I love my owls. Love my predatory birds. There's some nice stamps. I like them. Well, that little fella right there sure is cute. I keep telling my wife, probably one of my most favorite animals in the world, man. I mean, we're all different on what we like, but I sure would like to have a couple red pandas running around here. I know I can't, but, ooh, these are nice. I like these right here. They look old, but they're probably not. Liberia. They just got that old look about them. Kind of neat. All of them are kind of, these are neat. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, hornbill. I watched a video on them things. You gotta YouTube them. The hornbill, and they're big. It sounds like a submachine gun when they're going off. It's really crazy. I like these stamps too. Pretty. Well, I wonder how many different types of birds there are in the world. Pretty cool. One of the comments on one of my things they were talking about they were just getting into stamp collecting with the topicals. You know, I think in the United States we call themed stamps, you know, birds, trains, flowers, whatever floats your boat, topicals. And I think in Europe they call them thematics. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what they're called. But like I said, what's awesome about this, about topicals, I mean, you can collect whatever you want, And you can do it relatively inexpensive, you know what I mean? This is awesome. I love my owls. I think that's what makes it interesting. I used to collect coins years ago, and it just got so damn boring. I mean, everyone's trying to put that, you're putting together a quarter set. Well, they're all the same. It doesn't matter if you're got a key date, they all look the same. It's as far as presentation, with topicals like this, you can show people, and I have, non-stamp collectors, and they're just going through these books blown away. They love it. It's kind of neat versus looking at all the same exact thing. I specialize obviously in certain German stamps and stuff, and I got books that are, as a non-collector, it looks all the same. Well, it's not, but that's boring to someone that's not a stamp collector, where topicals are not. You know what I mean? I like the toucans. I told you about that bed and breakfast we ate at, and they had an aviary there with toucans, and you could feed them and stuff. They're pretty neat, like the Fruit Loop cereal bird. They sure are kind of pretty. How they did it, they're not, but they're almost kind of like three-dimensional on them. He's cool looking. For that one commenter on there, there's another penguin for you. These are cool. Kiwis. I think that's what they're called, kiwis. Funny looking. I read an article a while back. They were talking about now everyone's got their own theories on stuff, but now they're thinking that like the T-Rexes and some of those velociraptors, they were actually feathered. I wouldn't want to try to play with that bird if it was. I don't know how they come up with that stuff. Oh, here's a dog and cat. Wonder. Huh. There's another one of them little fluffy birds. That's cuter than hell. I like him. First time I saw a great horned owl, me and my son, we used to do, when summertime come around, I was fortunate enough, when he got out of school, we had a fifth wheel, big old fifth wheel, toy hauler, and we took our toys and we're gone for summertime. We just spent family time, it was just incredible memories we got of that. But we were up in Yellowstone riding around. Now, you can't ride in Yellowstone, but you can ride all around Yellowstone, and it's all the same stuff. And we saw that great horned owl up in a tree, and he saw us and flew away. And that was, you're just looking at it like, my God, that's a big old owl. This is kind of different. Huh. It's kind of cool. Portugal? Is that what it says? It says Portugal. It's got some kind of, I can't read that. No, it's got some Asian writing on there. It looks almost Chinese. Oh, Macau. Macau. That's probably what that means right there. Oh, it says Macau right there. Duh. Madagascar. Isn't that where vanilla beans come from? You know, I've said I like the bright actual photo, bright, vibrant ones. I really like them, but I like these ones that look kind of old. Just, I don't know, maybe because I'm old. Boy, look at this thing. My God, someone when they painted that was on something or something. That is just a cornucopia of all kinds of stuff in there. Well, I had one of them as a kid. Parakeet. His name was BB. My mom bought it for me when I was a little kid. I don't know why. Maybe she felt bad for me since I was only kid. He looks happy. Sea lion. I know it's not a bird, but he looks happy. These are scouts. So I noticed that when I was doing that Boy Scout one. So I guess that's a hard call. It's got birds in there. Do you keep it in the bird one? But it's scouting. It's Boy Scouts. Some kind of scouting. I don't know. I ain't pulling it out. I'm leaving it. We used to see pelicans all the time. You go visit on the West Coast and stuff, they're everywhere. They're pretty cool birds. Always like birds. I think they're cool. Almost kind of looks like one of them dodo birds. I know it's not, but it looks like it. What is this? Special United Kingdom delivery service. Huh. It's like an overprint. It's like this one right here, but it's got an overprint on it. Must have been, I don't know, some kind of semi-postal or something like that. Looks like a big bird to me. I've seen these before. I mean, I haven't seen them in the wild. They got that funny haircut on them. World birds. my toucan friends. Oh, there's a dodo bird right there. Look at you. You about the funniest looking thing. Wonder how they went extinct. Cool looking. It'd be nice to have a collection just on dodo birds. That's what I'm saying on this stuff, you know. You could just, it's endless on how you want to do it. Look at these little fluffy guys. Looks like a puffin right there. Excuse me. I bet you these, you know, these countries out there that do stamps specifically for stamp collectors out there, if they make more money doing that than they do their regular postal system, you know what I mean? I'd be curious. I think they do it with coins too. Well, these are pretty. We got these birds out here, so my driveway, I got a pretty long driveway, so some of it's graveled. My air conditioning just kicked on, so pardon that noise if you hear it. Excuse me. So part of this gravel driveway, once a year, the killdeer, it's a specific, really neat. It's called a killdeer, and they only will nest in the gravel. They'll make these little round nests out of gravel, and what they do is they put their eggs in there. So we really watch them. I ended up getting some orange cones, and whenever I see them, I'll end up putting the 3 cones around the nest so no one runs over them and stuff. But what they're famous for is, as you're getting close to it, especially like if you're walking towards their nest and stuff, they'll start dragging you out. They'll fly off of it a couple feet more as you get close, and they try to drag you away. Then they'll start flopping on the ground like they got a broken wing. As a predator, you know, it's easier to catch a bird with a broken wing, and they keep dragging you away, and then as soon as you get far enough, boom, they fly off. It's really interesting watching it. If I see them do it, I'll videotape it, and I'll clip it in one of my bird ones here. I tell y'all, when I went to, we were in Japan here a while back. God, within the first couple days, I got a picture of them. I'm sitting there talking to a friend in Tokyo, and this raven come down and pecked me right in the back of the head. I mean, my wife and son obviously thought that was kind of funny. I'm sitting there kind of hurting a little bit. It was a big old raven. These are all seabirds here. Some more penguins. Penguins in Africa. There are now less than 100,000 adult African penguins in the world. I can't see no penguin living in Africa. That's kind of crazy. What is this? Let me read this. There are now less than 100,000 adult African penguins in the world, as compared to an estimated 1.45 million in the beginning of the 20th century. This dramatic decline can be attributed to the reduced availability of food because of the commercial fishing industry. I wonder if they died off, they just moved somewhere. That blew me away. I didn't think Africa had no penguins. It'd be like, I don't know, Antarctica having parakeets, you know what I mean? These are pretty cool. Big stamps. CTOs underneath them. That don't look like a CTO. That looks like an actual cancellation on there to me. I like that old look though. It's neat. Oh, this one's got this Federation of Mali, but it's blocked off there. Huh. Oh, a lot of these are. Like pigeons. That friend of mine I used to tell you that was really involved with birds. He knew everything, every little squeak and tweet, and he said doves, oh, not pigeons, but he said doves, out of all the birds out there, and actually we've seen it out here on our property, he said they're known for making the worst nests possible. They don't know how to make nests. They fall apart and stuff like that. Kind of funny how we even have a discussion like that, but obviously we did. They're guinea hens. My next door neighbor's got a bunch of guineas out there. They're good watchdogs. They're loud though. These are pretty, almost psychedelic, kind of like that one earlier. See, this is total Boy Scout right there. But then it's got the nice birds. There's that hornbill again. You guys, I'm telling you, watch a YouTube video on the hornbill bird. It's crazy. They're brutal too. That's cool. You know, I was out there, I don't know if I talked about this. I was out there bush hogging one time, you know, the field and stuff, and I look over there and I see in the distance, I see these blackbirds, and they're like kamikaze, and they're like flying down pecking something. So I ended up going over there, and I swear to God, there's a baby hawk. It's a baby hawk, right? And we had hawk nests on the property. And I figured it must have fell in there. So blackbirds don't like hawks or eagles because they eat their young, right? So this thing was pretty distressed looking. Well, I mean, even as a baby, I mean, it's pretty big and it's got claws on it, you know? So I'm like, hell, I feel sorry for it. So I call this, I don't know what to do. You know, I call this rescue Raptor organization, and boom, they come out there, and this crazy old man, he ain't even got gloves on. He just picks this thing up and he's flipping it around, holding its legs and stuff. And he says you can feel how dehydrated and how malnourished they are by the breastplate on it. And he goes, it's probably been on the ground a couple days. So he starts cutting up food, and he's got water, and he's just shoving it down their throat. So after a couple hours, you know, I was really fascinated. My son and my wife come out there, we're watching all this, and he ends up taking it and rehabbed it for about a week. And then he called me up, and they came back and they released it back on my property, which was kind of cool. It was kind of neat though. Ooh, these are nice right here. I like these. Malta. I got a funny story off topic. I got tons of stories. I've just been around for a while. But so I had this, we were doing some construction at our house, right? So I was bringing in these big old boulders. And I knew this fella named Jerome, and he's from Malta, right? And which is like a Greek island, I guess. So I meet him out there at my place. This is when back in California we lived out there, and I meet him at my place, and he's got all these Mexican workers running around, and Jerome starts speaking current or fluent Spanish to these guys, right? And I'm like, Jerome, man, you speak good Spanish. And he looks at me and he goes, you don't? I said, I'm not Mexican. I'm not Spanish at all. I don't have nothing. He goes, yeah, you are. So to make a long story short, we get in a full-on argument about this, right? So I told him, I said, look, I'm half Japanese, man. And he goes, no, you're not. And it's ridiculous. So I happen to have my mother up visiting from me. She lived in a little town called Temecula. She's visiting. I said, you know what, let me go get my mom. When I bring my mom out, I mean, my mom's like typical old Japanese woman. She's 5 foot tall, and she looks obviously Japanese. And I said, this is my mom. And he looks at me, why are you embarrassed by your Spanish heritage? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Finally, I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I don't care what you believe. I knew him for several years after that, and he didn't think that was my mom. He thought it was just some little old lady visiting. Crazy. I mean, it was funny. You know, I don't really care one way or the other, to be honest with you. But that was just interesting. There's that fluffy little bird again. Isle of Man. I remember when I was collecting coins, I collected right there. Their symbol is 3 legs. I don't know why, but it is. See right there, 3 legs. It's kind of their symbol. I think it's on their flag. Huh. These are like little cartoony. Look at the puffin. That's pheasant. Look at the owl, got a big old fat head. Where is this? Oh, Isle of Man. Oh, these are nice. I like these. I like those owls right there. They're beautiful. It's probably my favorite bird. I love them. I want you to be up here. Oh, look at little puffins. Cute little fellas. So I was going to God, I'm a sucker, man. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if something's trying to ruin my house, or I don't know, I ain't got a problem dispatching it, but I don't like to see, I don't know, I'm just rambling. But anyways, I go to the gym, I don't know, last month or so, I go to the gym and I step out of it, and what's on the ground right next to me? A baby bird. And I'm like, oh crap. I mean, its eyes aren't even open, and it's hurting pretty bad. So I scooped it up and brought it home and tried to research it, but he only lived for about an hour. I think he'd been on that asphalt probably too long. Look at this fella. Now that's a hairdo on a bird right there. You see that? Now that's a hairdo. Manchukuo. I got a pretty good Manchukuo collection of my Japanese stuff. That's going to be a nightmare going through it because of the different overprints and stuff. Not today. These are funny. It's a stamp booklet. Huh. I've seen people that just do, I guess, U.S. duck stamps. I don't know if they go into world ducks or if it's just U.S. duck stamps. And with that being said, I don't know if it's U.S. postal. I mean, I don't know really much anything about U.S. stamps and stuff. It's kind of ironic. But I don't know if that's U.S. post stamps or if they're actual duck stamps that you got getting a hunting license is what they collect. Or if they collect both, I don't know. These are kind of cool right here. Huh. Reminds me of those, I don't have any, I don't collect them, those, but I know about them, those South Africa triangle stamps. I guess they're really rare or something. It's a cool looking duck, kind of dark looking, Marshall Islands. Looks like a hyena, but then they got some kind of bird on there. Well, it's got a German Hamburg stamp on there. Look at that. Huh. I wonder why. I probably got that stamp. It's kind of funny. I was watching that some wildlife stuff. And they were talking about hyena. Everyone thinks it's a lion, but it's not. It's the hyena's got the strongest bite, clamp down force per square inch. It's some crazy stuff. I mean, they bite bone in half and stuff. Pigeons. All kinds of different colored pigeons. Never seen no gray pigeon. Actually, I've never seen a baby pigeon. I've seen thousands of pigeons. I've never seen no baby one. I'm kind of tweaking on that one with the Hamburg stamp on it. Why is that? Hamburg, 1859. That's German. Republic Islamic de Maritime. S in 78. So it must have been, oh, it was some kind of philatelic exhibition, maybe 1979. Well, look at this. It's got the, so for you that don't know German stamps, that's we call them post-horn stamps. It was during a certain year, and they got this horn. We call them horn stamps for short, and they got this horn on there. And I guess back in that day, when the mailman would come by, he'd blow a horn. He carried a little horn, and it kind of became tradition, I guess. All right, well, that's what I got. I hope everyone's safe out there. I hope everyone's good and healthy, and I hope life's what you want it to be. I'll see you on the next one.